be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa. I'm Tamira Hume, a practitioner at our center, and I'd like to say, let's give the band a little more love. Embracing what is possible is fundamental to the science of mind. One of the ways we do that at the center is by cultivating hope. Hope for the future, hope for ourselves. It's this hope that opens us up to infinite possibilities before us so that we can create a better tomorrow. Whether you're in the room or watching online, please know you are welcome here, where we work to inspire hope by honoring inclusion, equity, and diversion. Oh, actually, not diversion, diversity. Well, sometimes diversion. Oh, boy. Please join me in reading our mission. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And we learn to embody this mission through our 5 spiritual practices. Might you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. We would now like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, would you please stand as you are able or raise your hand? we would like to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our gratitude that you are here with us today. Please remain standing or keep your hand raised so that we might find you. If you are watching online for the first time, let us know in the chat. We're very grateful to have you with us today. I know that somewhere in the music, the meditation, prayer practices, and Reverend Russ's message today, you will find exactly what you need to experience the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are welcome here. Now please enjoy some music before we spend our short time in silent contemplation and prayer.
I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful. I release the pain that hides my heart away. I release the pain. I will make a change and find a better way. I will make a change. Won't you join me? I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am. I am beautiful. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful. I am enough.
Right here in this very room, Spirit Divine. And in every room and in every place where there is life, there is that one, that creator of all life, that creator of my life, that creator of life of each and every one here and beyond these walls. It is a power for good. It is a power for hope. It is a power for all possibilities. It dwells within, and I recognize my connection with it. I breathe it. It is me, the speaker of my words, the thinker of my thoughts, the activity of my movements. How wonderful it is to recognize this and to know that I have this connection with every single one. Every single one of us has within us that power, that possibility, that can do. Whether we're standing up on our feet, whether we're sitting in our seats, speaking with a neighbor, all of it is the activity of the divine. And so, yes, we are wonderful and beautiful exactly as we are, exactly as the Creator has intended. Knowing this, I am so grateful for all in my life, for each and every one here and beyond. I am so grateful for blue skies. I am also grateful for gray clouds, for uphill climbs, for that strengthens me, that expands me, that helps me to know and to realize and remember always that where I am, Spirit is. And so I do give thanks this morning. Thanks for this service, for each and every word, for every note played and sang, for all of our volunteers, everyone that works to put this service together, and for every single one here. So grateful. And with the sense of gratitude, knowing that today is a beautiful day, that we can and do walk in faith and trust in love. Knowing this, I release my word and invite us all to say together, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole. I am one of the prayer practitioners and spiritual guides here at the center, and I'd like to invite you to read this morning's affirmation with me. My mind is a center of creative expression within the mind that creates all, and so it is.
This one's for the undiscovered geniuses. Or is it genie I never knew? Who writes and paints and chisel in their bedrooms, and known forever by the last name Who. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, but common knowledge doesn't know the jewels below. You never had a hit song on the airwaves. You never broke out from the local scene. You didn't paste your walls with famous faces. You prefer the window to the TV screen. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, but common knowledge doesn't know the jewels below. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, dancing with your hopes and fears instead of chasing zeros. Don't jump before the cameras. The wisest women hardly ever speak. Every time we're sent a perfect teacher, we miss them 'cause we overlook the meek. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, but common knowledge doesn't know the jewels below. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, harmonizing heart and hand, making stained glass from sand. This one's for the folks who know they're precious, but no more precious than the garbage man. I kiss you on your cheek, not on a poster. Genius wants a lover, not a fan. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, but common knowledge doesn't know the jewels below. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, harmonizing heart and hand, making mirrors from sand. I know you're out there, I know you're in there, but covers don't cover the true lover.
Love to our fabulous band, Astra and Atreyu and Nick and Brett and Fran. It's such a great song, isn't it? Well, speaking of, I wouldn't say undiscovered geniuses because he has been discovered, but I'd like to tell you about Eric Wayenmeyer. Now, Eric was born with a medical condition that left him blind by the time that he was a teenager. And after trying his hand at rock climbing on a whim, turns out he was pretty good at it and he was hooked. And it wasn't long before Eric was climbing mountains. In fact, in 1994, for the first time, he climbed Denali. And then on May 25th, 2001, Eric Wayenmeyer became the first blind person to ever summit Mount Everest. He would go on to lead many hiking adventures, and he would take others on his climbing journeys, including disabled veterans. And one of those groups he took up Mount Everest. He also took 6 blind Tibetan teenagers up to the Mount Everest base camp, which is at 22,000 feet. And to this day, it's the highest that any group of blind people has ever been. Now, it's clear to me that Eric lives his life guided by hope. His hope, his determination, his commitment, well, it turns out that these are a bit better than sight. He's been featured in award-winning films and documentaries, and these all chart his adventures. And as I mentioned, he's adventured with multiple disabled veterans. He kayaked the Grand Canyon 277 miles with blinded Navy veteran Lonnie Bedwell. He led a group of disabled veterans, as I mentioned, up Mount Everest, which just blows my mind. He's written multiple books as well that are filled with hope and encouragement. And in his book, Touch the Top of the World, which is a fantastic title, by the way, he says this: a summit is so much more than a view. I may be biased, but when people say they summit mountains for the view, I don't believe them. No one suffers the way one does on a mountain simply for a beautiful view. A summit isn't just a place on a mountain. A summit exists in our hearts and our minds. A summit is a symbol that with the force of our will and the power of our legs, our backs, and our 2 hands, we can transform our lives into whatever we choose them to be, whatever our hands are strong enough to create. That's the power of hope. I know that we all have mountains that we climb throughout our lives, and what I found is that the challenge aren't the mountains themselves. The challenge are the fears that tell me that those mountains are insurmountable. So it's hope that we're talking about today. That's why our talk title is Mission Possible, because hope is the key to living a life of purpose. The Oxford Dictionary defines the word hope as a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Now, interestingly, it also includes the archaic definition of hope. And it says that hope is a feeling of trust. Now, both of those definitions I find throughout our Science of Mind teaching. And our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says on page 169 of the Science of Mind textbook, truth knows no opposites. When we take away the belief in evil, the belief that the outward appearance is the same as the inner reality, evil flees. We must continually remind ourselves of the power of the word and our ability to use it. We must know that truth produces freedom because truth is freedom. Our work will best be done in quiet expectancy and calm confidence. The results rest in the eternal law of good. Now, I know that to work with quiet expectancy and calm confidence is to work from a place of hope. It's the kind of hope that leads to trust in ourselves and trust in the possibility that things can change. That's why our talk is Mission Possible. Because hope, I know, is the key to opening our minds to infinite possibilities. And that's the first idea I want to share with you today. I know that hope creates a path forward when it seems like success is impossible. When it feels like sometimes the despair is too much. I also know that holding on to hope when times are rough, it can be hard, it can be challenging. It's a challenge that humanity's wrestled with for most of its history. You know, even the ancient Greeks had a myth about hope, and it goes something like this. Once upon a time, there was a god named Zeus, and Zeus was fond of things like creation, squabbling with his siblings. He had a penchant for throwing lightning to and fro. He liked to keep warm the fires on Mount Olympus. But one day, out of his love for humanity, Prometheus, the Greek god of fire, stole some of that fire, and he gave it away to us humans. Now, I can't say that Zeus was terribly thrilled about this. So he created Pandora. And along with Pandora, he created a box that he stuffed with every horrible thing that he could possibly think of. And then he gave Pandora and that box to Prometheus's brother, Epimetheus. Now, Prometheus was pretty smart. He knew that usually Zeus was up to no good. He's a bit of a troublemaker. And so he warned his brother, don't accept any gifts from Zeus. It's a trap. Don't do it. But Epimetheus did anyway. And in an act of beautiful human curiosity, Pandora, Epimetheus' wife, opened the box. And she set free all of those many forms of suffering that Zeus had stuffed in there. But once they were free, she looked deep into the box, and she noticed something she was not expecting. At the bottom of the box, all by itself, was hope. Now, this myth tells me something very important. It tells me that even though there's often great suffering in the world, hope is always there, just waiting to be discovered. It encourages me to hold on to hope, because hope is the antidote to despair. And that's our second idea today. That's important because we humans, we have a unique dilemma when we're faced with our fears. It's a dilemma that no other creature on this planet has. It's because we have a thinking mind. And that thinking mind, throughout all of our evolution, it's teamed up with our survival mind. That's not a bad thing. Now, this shows up, for example, as, if I do a nice hike at Yosemite and I'm way up high on one of those cliffs and I'm looking over that cliff, it's that voice in my head that says, hey, Russ, you better be careful. You might fall over the ledge and die. I want that voice, okay? And it also fills me with all those stress hormones so that I'm alert and I'm aware and I'm on guard. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. But what happens when I'm not up on that cliff and my thinking mind decides that I'm still afraid and it goes a little overboard in telling me all the reasons that I should be afraid? What happens when my brain is focused on all the failures that could happen, all the reasons that I'm not going to succeed? Well, that's called despair. And that despair causes me to close down. For me, it shows up as that voice of Eeyore. It says, why bother? That voice, it can cause me to give up before I've even started. Have you ever encountered that voice? And this especially has shown up over the years in my creativity. And since I've been a little kid, I've always loved creating things. And I would draw all the time as a kid. I would write. And when I got older, I became fascinated by cameras and photography. But I would look at the work that others had done. And my Eeyore voice would come out. And it would say, why bother? You're never going to be as good as they are. And so I often put my creativity on the back burner. And I have to say that my life was a little less rich. In fact, I would only take pictures for myself, and I wouldn't share my creativity with others. And importantly, I wouldn't commit to improving my creativity. Why bother? Now, that all changed. That all changed when I found the science of mind, our teaching, because it helped me to rediscover the power of hope by recognizing that hope cannot exist. It can't really exist without a commitment to the path that hope reveals. So what does that mean? Well, let me tell you about my astrophotography. Now, for those who don't know what astrophotography is, it's the art and science of taking pictures of objects in the night sky. Now, these objects are incredibly small, and they're very faint and very far away, so they rarely show up except in the most powerful of telescopes. So the only way to really see them here on the planet Earth is to gather as much of their light as you possibly can, and that takes time. So without hope, without discipline, the discipline that comes from the commitment to plan and to learn what I need to learn, I would never finish a photo. I have to have the hope that the conditions are going to be right for my photo to turn out, and I have to have the commitment to do everything I can to make those conditions as favorable as I possibly can. Without those two things, hope and commitment, I don't think it would be possible for me to see what's out there. The mountain would be too high, too dangerous for me to climb. Or worse, I might have a false hope, which is a hope that's not informed by the wisdom that tells me that I have a part to play in the outcome. when I can embrace hope, though, and when I can commit to it, well, just like this last week, I often find myself out in the dark, staring at the beautiful night sky, discovering the infinite wonders that it holds. Instead of my mind telling me all the ways that I'm going to fail, instead, with hope and commitment, it's always thinking of the next incredible thing that I'm going to see. Now, I want to pause for a moment and talk about that false hope. And this is the kind of hope that Ernest Holmes warns us about in The Science of Mind, because false hope is a hope that is based on a mistaken impression of reality and how reality works. Not only can it lead to inaction, it can actually get us in trouble. Remember Eric Weyenmeyer and how he helped that group of blind Tibetan teens up to the Mount Everest base camp? Well, you better believe that he led them through an incredibly intense training program before they even took their first steps. False hope would be taking those teens out there without the proper training or the proper equipment and hoping for the best. I'm glad he trained them. Committed hope, though, that gives me the energy that I need to make sure that I'm doing my part. It helps me to accurately look at reality. And psychologist Richard R. Snyder links hope to the existence of a goal and then the commitment to following through on achieving that goal. And he has a term for this kind of hope. He calls it, appropriately enough, real hope. And it's that real hope that's the third idea that I hope you take home today. Because whether you're climbing your own mountain or staring at a blank canvas or a camera screen, wondering if your creativity and your voice matters, the question isn't just, do I have hope? The question is, am I willing to partner with my hope? Real hope is us doing our part and trusting that something greater is already partnered with us, that eternal law of good. Now, one thing that helps with seeing those possibilities before us is staying open. And that's the last idea that I want to leave with you today. I know that hope without openness and receptivity cannot land. Even committed hope needs room to breathe, so we can confidently walk along the path that it's leading us on. And so what's this fourth idea? Well, it's gratitude. Gratitude, you see, opens the door to possibility because it leads us to hope. Gratitude tunes our awareness to all the good things that are already present in our lives. It reminds us that we're not empty-handed. We're not powerless. We have life. We have choice. We have imagination. We have each other. All of those things, I know, spark hope. This is the main reason that I'm sharing a gratitude workshop this afternoon. Rewire your mind with gratitude. Gratitude practices are all about opening us up to the possibilities, especially in the times when it feels like there aren't any. Gratitude, I know, can help us climb the highest mountains, no matter the obstacles that stand in the way. Gratitude leads to hope by showing us all the ways that our commitment to hope has paid off. And that makes us more receptive to all of the possibilities that are before us. So I invite you to take a moment now and close your eyes. And I want you to think of someone in your life that you're grateful for. This person doesn't have to be living. They don't even have to be a direct part of your life. But imagine that this person that you're grateful for is standing before you in a way that lets you feel gratitude. And allow that gratitude to grow as though it's flowing out of your heart and filling your whole body, your whole mind. And let it open you up, even if just a little, to new possibilities for your life. And ask yourself, what would it mean for me to bring my hope to these possibilities? What would it mean for me to bring my commitment to these possibilities? Now, know for yourself that hope is only ever one grateful thought away, and take a nice deep breath in and breathe out and come back to the room. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. That's gratitude. That's the power of hope. So here's a summary of the things that I hope that you take home today. And the first thing is hope is the key to opening our mind to infinite possibility. Hope is an act of trust in ourselves, in spirit, in the universe. It's an affirmation of quiet expectation that our good is at hand. 2, hope is the antidote to despair and fear. Where fear often shuts down our ability to see what's possible, hope opens us up. And it gives us the energy we need to commit and to follow through. Which brings me to idea number 3. Hope requires commitment, real hope. If not, it's false hope. Real hope will always inspire us to act and to do our part. Number 4, even in times of fear and despair, we have the ability to connect to hope through the power of gratitude. So focus on the things in your life that fill you with gratitude. And I promise you, hope will not be very far away. Now, there's surely much despair in the world today between war and poverty and injustice. It's natural to feel afraid. It's natural to want to succumb to that fear and that despair, to feel as though there can't possibly be a path forward. And that's why hope is so important now. Because if there's one thing I know that we have in great abundance right here at the center is hope. Hope in the power of the science of mind, our teaching, and hope in the power and the commitment and the imagination inside all of us. Think about it. Think of all the challenges just in the last decade that our community has gone through. We've had fires, we've had floods, we've had a pandemic. And you know what? We're still here. And that's because of you. That's because of the real hope that I see you bringing into this community every single time you walk through our doors. The mission at our center, that mission that we read this morning to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, that mission is an affirmation of hope. It's aspirational. And it's that hope and that commitment to hope that I know makes our mission possible. So when I see your hope, well, I'm filled with gratitude. That gratitude opens the door to hope within me. That hope inspires me to walk hand in hand with our mission. So my invitation to you is, will you walk with me? Let's take that into prayer. And there is only one infinite source, one power, one presence that is creation itself. There is no end or limit to this creation. It is truly infinite. It is always happening, here, now, everywhere. This creation comes from that eternal law of good. It comes from the self-givingness of this divine one that wants so much to see the individual creation in its infinite form that it has brought forth us in our human form. And so I know that we are a part of this infinite presence, this infinite source of creation. And I know that because we are ourselves infinite, that possibility, that vision for possibility lives within us. It lives within the hope that is at the center of each and every heart here. I know that we are the self-givingness of that infinite one, living out our lives right here and now. And so recognizing the hope within my heart, I recognize that hope within all of our hearts, and I invite it to grow and to come forth and to inform all that we encounter in the world. No matter what is going on, I know that that hope is always available, that gratitude is always available. And so I let that hope guide me and sustain me as I walk hand in hand with it, charting a path forward in my life and inviting each and every one of us to chart a path forward into new and greater possibilities. Knowing that this is occurring here and now, I know that we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And so I feel gratitude for this hope and for all the creative good that is occurring here, now, and always. And with my gratitude, I release this word into that divine law of mine that always says, yes, my beloveds, yes. And I invite us all to seal our word together by saying, and so it is. I invite you to take a nice deep breath, breathing in. Let out a big sigh. We use our breath to help us to transition to our practice of spiritual circulation here at the center. And really, talking about hope today, the givingness that I see in this community fills me with hope every time that I see how much we support the center. Whether it's through your volunteering, through your financial gifts, through you bringing your beautiful presence here on Sunday and Wednesday, all of these things are affirmations of hope. So if you do choose to give financially today, which it certainly helps our center continue to spread the message of hope. We've got a number of ways that you can give. You can go on our website, cslsr.org/donate. We also have text to give. You can text that number and it will help you set up your giving method. And we will pass the baskets today. So I invite our ushers to stand as we enter into our offering ritual. And holding your gift close to your heart, letting your hope infuse this gift, please repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful work in the world. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you? If you could write a song, would you sing that song all day long? If you could write a book, would you write that book as long as it took? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. If you could sail a ship, would you set out on a worldwide trip? If you could fly a plane, would the sky become your new domain? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. If you dream it's possible, you will be unstoppable. If you could be more kind, would you feel peace of mind? If you had a skip in your step, would you feel truly blessed? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings and the gift that lights your shining, do it now. 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 How does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you?
We're pretty lucky, aren't we? Thank you, Astra and the band. Very, very wonderful. Well, you have heard about the gratitude workshop that Reverend Russ has planned. Why do I love gratitude? It's the launching pad for good and more good. What we put our attention to, that energy flows into bringing more of that good stuff right back to us. I've heard he has 10 gratitude practices that are sure to open you up to hope and possibility. His workshop starts today at 1 p.m. in Wagoner, and you can sign up on our website or come 15 minutes early to register at the door. What does it mean to grow beyond our self-imposed limits? What would your life look like with more freedom, joy, and abundance? That's what you'll explore and more in the newly redesigned Beyond Limits. Over 8 weeks, you will explore meditation, affirmative prayer, spiritual circulation, and more. Join Peggy Weber. Give us your hand up, darling. There we go. And Lorena Fisher on Zoom, Monday, October 6th at 6 p.m. to jumpstart that practice of your science of mind. Have you ever found yourself doing something that you hate just to please someone else? Giving up your own freedom and independence just to maintain the status quo? Perhaps it is time to investigate your boundaries. Well, join Dr. Edward in his brand new class called Setting Boundaries. And that class starts Tuesday, October 7th. In that class, you'll learn all about what strong boundaries are and are not, and how they can help you live with intention and purpose. Spiritual mind treatment. If there's one defining practice in the science of mind, it is the power to change our lives. It can sometimes feel very mysterious, though it doesn't have to be. Dr. Edward wants everyone to feel confident with affirmative prayer. He invites you to join his workshop, Spiritual Mind Treatment for Beginners, on Sunday, October 12th, to learn the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment, how it works, and all the ways you can it can open you to infinite possibility. Education catalogs are available at the information desk and on our website. Scholarships are available for Beyond Limits, and you can talk to Reverend Russ after service if you have interest. We know that music holds a special power to open our hearts to love and joy. If you like to sing and want to come together with your friends to make a joyful noise, come to Astra Fox's Joyful Frequency Song Circle this Thursday here at 6:30. If you are an artist or a crafter, we invite you to donate your original high-quality arts and crafts to our December Arts and Crafts fundraiser. Our art team is here today in the social hall to accept your pieces and to answer all of your questions. But don't delay. The last day to donate art is Sunday, October 12th. Now, you probably have heard about our jail ministry that brings the science of mind to inmates in Sonoma County. Part of this work is sharing our Science of Mind magazines with them. We often hear how much the inmates value getting these magazines. And I did that ministry for 7 years, and I can tell you they pass it around amongst themselves over and over and over again. They don't go to waste. They adore them. It's very precious to them. If you have a subscription and would like to donate to support our jail ministry in this great work, bring your copies of the Science of Mind magazine to the center any Sunday and any time during our office hours. Pat, would you raise your hand? She can answer any questions you might have about where and all the good stuff you can bring. Each year, our center hosts Congregation Shamrei Torah during the Jewish High Holy Days. On Wednesday, October 1st, they will be at our center to observe Kol Nidra, and they have generously lent us their building for our Wednesday evening service. Now, you're invited to join Dr. Edward and Reverend Russ at Congregation Shamrei Torah at 7 p.m. August 1st for a very special Wednesday pulpit swap. And I wouldn't miss it. I'm going to be there. It's a beautiful location. You can find their address and parking information on our website and in the flyer at the info desk. Thank you very much for being part of our community. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Tamira. Thank you, Tamira, for telling us all that's going on here in our wonderful community and do it so well. I appreciate that. It is time for us to bring our service to a close. But if you are having a challenging time, if you'd like one of our prayer practitioners to help you find your way out of despair or fear, or if you just want to affirm the gratitude and the good that you see in your life right now, I invite you to take advantage of our after-service prayer. You can, if you're in the room, you can go to the desk in the corner there. I think that's Nicole over there. She's waving. She will guide you to one of our prayer practitioners who would love to pray for whatever your heart desires. And if you're watching online, there's a link that you can follow that will take you to online after service prayer where you can have a free confidential prayer with one of our prayer practitioners. So I highly recommend it. Every time I see people coming out of the sanctuary after they've had prayer, it's like they're floating on air. So whatever troubles that they brought in, clearly that prayer helped to ease the load. And that's what we're here for, is to help us all carry whatever burden we're carrying together. Okay, I invite you to stand as you're able, and please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Please know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and inspired by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and we say and we think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. I look forward to seeing you on our special Wednesday service this week. Let us close in song.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit.